Hey everybody, welcome back around the telescope. We want to do Astronomer of the Week this week. I've just spent 3 wonderful days observing, haven't been around much. Lots to post about that I'll share later as I upload my sketches and some of the sea star images I took out there in the West Desert. We were southeast of Dugway a good ways, but we had some very interesting experiences watching some things over the Utah testing range and then some other things that happened, which I'll share in those observing reports. Today, it's all about Tycho Brahe. He is the Astronomer of the Week this week, and I hope you have clear skies. Anyway, and like I said, I'm Jay. If you've been following me here or over on my blog, and there's a link here on EadsyAstronomy for that. I've been doing that for, 2009, 2010, somewhere back in there. For a while now. I usually spend my time observing a lot of objects, both observing them, sketching them here in Utah. I just love doing that. That's why I get out as much as I can. And tonight, though, I want to just take a step back from all that observing. I love that, but there's so much more to astronomy. And Tycho Brahe is one of those individuals that just really gets me excited. Now, on my mother's side, they're all Danish. My DNA, I do genealogy. I love genealogy. It's another hobby besides astronomy. And my DNA shows that I'm well over 50% Dane because my mother is full Dane. My dad had a little bit in him. He was really the hodgepodge, so to speak, mainly English, some Huguenot from France, a lot of Scottish too from my dad's side, and then a little bit of Dane. But my mom's full-blooded Dane. They've come over from about 1840 to, I think, my great-grandfather came over about 1906. So, anyway, still relatively new to the country on my mom's side. My dad's side, they go all the way back to about the mid-1600s when they came over from England. Anyway, so we're going to take a step back from the telescope and we're going to talk about the Lord of Uraniborg himself, Tycho Brahe. I was recently reading through some archives over at the Galileo Project at Rice University, and it struck me as I was doing research on Tycho Brahe just how much we modern observers owe to this 16th century name. And like I mentioned, I always like exploring anything about my Danish heritage and anything I can claim from that side. Anyway, Tycho, before Tycho, most astronomers were content with occasional observations. Tycho, though, I don't know why I typed a question mark there, but Tycho, he was the first to realize that if we wanted to truly understand the cosmos, we needed data, lots of data, and nightly data, consistent, high-precision data. Kind of laid the groundwork for that. He's famous for a few things. Most probably a lot of people have heard of. If you haven't, this is kind of the thing. He was in a duel, and in that duel, part of his nose got shot off, and he wore a metal replacement over his nose. And then he had a massive observatory on the island of Huon called Uraniborg. And just imagine that for a second. He was put up by he was put up by the Danish king. I believe it was Frederick. I'd have to look it back. But anyway, he was given his own private island dedicated to observing the stars. He built these massive quadrants and sextants there that were so accurate they could measure positions within half an arc minute. For context, that's about the limit of what the human eye can even perceive without a telescope. And remember, he did this all before the telescope was even invented. Okay? In 1572, he saw a new star in Cassiopeia, which we now know was a supernova. At the time, everyone believed the heavens were perfect and unchanging. Tycho was able to prove them wrong, and he showed that the new star and later the Great Comet of 1577 were way beyond the moon. He literally shattered the old idea of celestial spheres. He just knocked it out of the park. Okay, you can see that in this image, this is the image from his book of the new star in Cassiopeia. I'm just looking over here at, here's Navi. This is Cassiopeia. That's Navi. That is Cascade, or K-Cas, I should say, and the supernova was just above K-Cas. You can see that later in the post in a video I made. Now, he wasn't perfect. None of us are. And he didn't get the solar system quite right. He came up with his Tychonic system where the sun goes around the Earth, but then the other planets go around the sun. So it was kind of a compromise from the Ptolemaic to the Copernicus model. And it was a bit of a compromise just to get people with the old physics, keep them happy. But his data, that was the real gold. He eventually hired a young assistant. He had a falling out with the Danish king, and he left Denmark and went down to Prague. And there he was put in with the emperor there and supported. He became his patron. And he built an observatory down there. And he hired a young assistant. And we'll talk about him coming up, Johannes Kepler. And it was Tycho's decades of painstaking observations of Mars that allowed Kepler to finally figure out that the orbits are ellipses, not circles. So I've put here's his model of the Tychonic system with Earth at the center still, the moon going around it, sun going around that, but then all the other planets going around the sun. So you got part of it right, okay? But without his maniacal persistence, a term I like to use for my own long nights at the scope, modern astronomy might have been delayed by decades, if not centuries. So the next time you're out with your refractor or Dobsonian or C-Star or any other electronic-assisted astronomy equipment, or even just with a pair of, let's say, 10 by 50 binoculars or your naked eye, take a look up at Cassiopeia and think of the man with the silver nose who taught us how to truly see. So next time, keep looking up. I hope you have clear skies. And then for fun, I just wanted to add this. If you go over to Patreon, to my EadsyAstronomy site, I have shown, using Stellarium, kind of what Tycho would have seen looking up, and the people in Europe and in China, all those people who saw SN 1572A go up. You can see Cassiopeia up here, the W. I've left the constellation markings in there so that people who maybe aren't as familiar can see it. Here's Nafe. There is K-Cas right there, just so you know. Nafe in the W is the middle star, the one that kind of forms the point of the W. K-Cas is the one directly above it. And this shows you the night of October 26th. Nothing there. And then if we go down to the October 29th, it was starting to brighten in Stellarium. You can see it. I've circled it there. Again, there's Nafe, there's K-Cas, and it's just right above. And then by November 7th, here's what you're seeing. Some people said it was as bright. SN 1572A, Tycho supernova, was as bright as Venus. Maybe some about Jupiter to Venus. Tycho said it was brighter than Venus, and you can kind of get a sense of that here. I made a video here. You can go in and play it. It shows you from the night of the 26th through November 8th. It reached its full brightening, they estimate about November 16th. So you can kind of see how it's brightening there. And then the next video will show you October 27th to October 28th to the 31st. To November 4th, and then November 17th in the video frames. I picked the 17th. It's the day after maximum brightness was estimated to achieve, and then I move out 1 month at a time. So December 17th, 1572, January 17th, 1573, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December 1573, January 1574, and then by February 1574, because we know by early 1574 it had disappeared, and you'll see that in the video. It's kind of cool to watch. So I've also put in a 20-day estimate from a paper I read on it that shows the light curve and how it fits with other type 1A supernovas. There's a lot of other methods and things that they've done to prove that this is a type 1A. Not going to get into it into this post, but it really was. Here's the Chandra image. And what's cool about this is this little purple arc down here in the lower left, okay? That, they believe, is a material stripped off the companion star, and there's a debris shadow right over it. And you can see in the image I have here from Chandra that that's where they believe the site of the supernova explosion occurred. And there you can see the remnant, and you can, again, I posted the same image that I had up above because most people have seen this image by now. And there's the remnant, there's the shadow. Just an awesome thing. Supernova probably up in there, centered. So we can't see it visually. You're not going to have a telescope, an amateur scope, or even an imaging scope that's going to pick this up. It's just way too faint, way too expanded by now. It's been seen and photographed in the 50s with some pretty big professional telescopes. Our space telescopes are able to get to it, as you can see. But anyway, next time you look at Navi, go up to KCAS, and then again, right above KCAS, when you're looking at Cassiopeia, think about what went on, back in 1572, over 500 years ago. That is well over 400 years ago. I guess 1972 would have been 400 years. We're not quite at 500. But just think about what they saw. Hopefully, maybe, if I'm lucky in my lifetime, I doubt it, I'll be able to see one. But if not, my grandchildren will, because about 1580, got that other post. Somewhere in that time frame, there'll be another one of these that probably goes off, another guest star. Anyway, hope you have clear skies. Hope you found that interesting. Thank you, Tycho Brahe, for all that you did to contribute and put us on a path to where we have the understanding we do today with modern astronomy and how it relates to us in the universe. And again, have a great night. Hope things go well. And I hope if you get the opportunity, you're looking up. Have a great one. Talk to you later.